open grand PSF is trending around the range of 1,003.
When we convert it to a 3 plus flexi, it's actually about 5.15 in terms of length.
Step 2, 3 and 21, they are 5 bedders. They face internally towards the pool.
Alright, welcome back to our PLB New Launch Studio Review series here with you on this new year, on 2025. So wishing you guys a happy new year. Starting the new launch review series here for this year with Bagnall Haus. So just a bit of introduction. This is going to be a freehold en-bloc project that has been done up. So we're just going to dive into the land bits here for you. So this is of course going to be a en-bloc sale that has already been done in 2023. So Bagnall Court was actually sold at $115 million. Our friends here in HProp have already calculated in terms of the break-even price point that's going to be reflected over here. So it's at 1.9k in terms of the per square foot pricing of the break-even price point. Of course, developers will be looking to sell probably about 20 to 30% above just to hit a good level of like profit margin here for you. And this project is also pretty interesting because it is going to be the 10th freehold project that's going to be above 100 units, is also going to be about 100 meters away from MRT station in the entire Singapore. So the 10th project that is down here. So I think it's going to be pretty rare. We also are talking about the 100 over units over here because we also want to have that level of volume effects where we're looking to buy and sell our properties, and it's good to have more number of units to introduce more transactions, thus increasing in terms of our bank valuation ranges here as well. So being an en-bloc project here as well, there's also a couple of things that we need to take note of. So number one thing is that they do not need to follow the PVC kind of materials that has been done up. So some of those walls that you're going to be seeing in this new project here can actually be hacked away. And if you have any kind of like requests for certain walls to actually be removed or not to be built, you can actually put up, subjected to developers' approval, of course. But when you put up your interest to them, you can actually choose to let them know if you don't want certain walls to exist in your home. So that's going to save you extra time, especially if you're looking to do those enlarged space of like living room, or maybe you like a little bit more of a walk-in wardrobe kind of design. So that's also going to be something that's more fluid on this side. On the other side of the coin, that also means that in terms of the AC latch, that's also going to be included inside some of these floor plans here. So that's something to take note of. So that's going to be around maybe 4, 5, 6 square meter in terms of sizing here for you as well. So in terms of location sites, just for people that aren't familiar, we're going to be introducing Bagnall Haus to you. So it's going to be located on District 16 here. And if you look on the big screen in terms of where the street directory map is located at, this is where the project is going to be located at right here. And it's literally just, I would say, less than a minute walk to the entrance of the future Sungai Bedok MRT station. So it has not been built up just yet. So that's going to be done up likelihood this year. So it houses 2 different color lines. So that's going to be your Thomson East Coast line. It's going to be bringing you to different parts of the east sides, all the way to Orchard Road, all the way to Woodlands here for you. Then of course, downtown line is going to be bringing you to different parts of Singapore like Bugis, your CBD areas here as well. So one very interesting fact that we'll be diving in later on is, of course, this line is going to be directly connected to Terminal 5 that's going to be built in the future. So if you don't want to drive, you don't want to take a cab to the airport terminals just to catch a flight, this is something that's going to be more beneficial here for you. Now looking at the front portion that's down here, Laguna National Golf Course and Country Club is going to be located here, as well as your Bedok Camp. So if you look at the master plan, there's not going to be any sort of developments that's going to be coming up in the future. So those views are still going to be maintained. Then further up on this side is going to be all your low-rise condominium projects, as well as some landed enclave that you're going to be enjoying here. And of course, the east side's living. We also want to have a bigger look at it. So this is a map that's done up by the developers. So of course, in the future, you're going to have Bedok South MRT station. That's going to be an integrated kind of developments that's going to be there. So probably your bus stops are going to be there, MRT stations, residential sites, probably your shopping centers are going to be down there here as well. And we are also 1 kilometer radius to Temasek Primary School, though it's pending for confirmation right now. But that's going to be 1 kilometer away from Temasek Primary School. So a pretty good school. And looking at this map, actually, you can see it has transportation almost like land, sea and air. You have Changi Airport that's right here. You have your Tanah Merah Ferry Terminal that's down right here, as well as, of course, your MRT station and buses. That makes up with your land transportation here for you. So I think in terms of amenities, they are also pretty important here. So if you look at the previous map that we have shown you right here, so you're going to see a couple of your Bedok food centers that's going to be right there. Still currently under renovation right now. But once that's done up, there's going to be a food center that's just right beside you. Then of course, Eastwood Center is going to house your cold storage that's going to be down there. Subway is going to be down there as well. And if you need a little bit more amenities than that, we have Siglap CC that's probably located just at less than 5 minutes walk away from us. So that's also going to be housing your McDonald's, the Central supermarkets, your gyms, Anytime Fitness, as well as a couple of like badmintons and basketball courts. And food courts wise, there's going to be a plenty. Bedok 85 is located. You have Tanah Merah, that site here as well, and 85 Fengshan centers as food markets. So a lot of different other food choices here for you. And of course, being on the east side, you also have like East Coast Lagoon that's going to be there. So very well, a lot of famous food that's all going to be located here. So I don't think there's anything that you are really lacking of. And speaking of the east sides, of course, we cannot forget, we have, of course, the East Coast Park that's located just right along here. So the whole stretch is going to be, you know, very known for running, jogging, cycling. That's all going to be there. So really nice, like flat land that's towards the beach side. You will also have a cycling path that's going to be right outside your developments here for you. So if you like to cycle, you like to jog around the East Coast Park living, that's going to be very popular. The location is also pretty unique because if you look at the entire East Coast sites and you want to stay kind of like beachfront facing, you will then definitely have to endure a little bit of the road noise coming from the ECP sites. But as we head towards Sungai Bedok MRT station that's right here, you will actually notice that we are already away from the ECP sites, and you still get to enjoy a little bit of the east side living. If you want to front towards the sea, just to feel that little bit of breeze, you won't have to hear any of the road noise. So that's going to be pretty perfect. So we'll also be diving into some future developments here for you, just to get you to understand in terms of what you can expect when you want to invest or when you want to live in these kind of areas. So of course, we have the very well-known Bayshore transformation that's going to be here. So just going to put out the master plan here for you to understand. There are a total of 9 plots of residential site, including this one, which is a commercial/residential sites at Bedok South MRT station that's going to be here. So this is going to be probably about 1 MRT stop away from Sungai Bedok, and then the second MRT stop is going to be Bayshore, that's going to be down here. So look at the sites. We can actually see one of the site plots, 4.2, that's right here, has already been out for GLS. The bidding hasn't ended. Likelihood is going to be probably the start of this year or very mid of this year when the bidding kind of ends. So this is going to be interesting in the sense that it's going to be one of the residential sites that fronts towards the sea. So we don't have a lot of spaces that kind of fronts towards the sea. This is going to be really one of the rare projects here. Last one was at Mayor Blue. I think there also are other residential plots that's going to be coming up here. And what this means for you is that if there are going to be private residential sites, they definitely going to challenge in terms of the benchmark PSF pricing here. And that's also going to help in terms of the valuation in the future. Right, so new education sites are going to be here as well. And and other than that is of course the Bedok South / kind of shopping centers integration developments is going to be happening here. So this is going to be interesting to look out for. And other than that, of course, is the Long Island plan. If you've not heard about this, this is going to be the plan that is going to protect rising sea waters into coming to Singapore. So we're going to protect our shorelines by creating another kind of like Long Island plan that's going to be here. So I think one of the benefits for this is, of course, it's going to introduce a different kind of like lifestyle living. Governments are looking into seeing whether or not they can incorporate more naturistic kind of lifestyles, maybe a bit of waterfront living that's going to be here. So potentially, there could be more residential sites that's going to be built along here as well. But of course, this plan has not been confirmed yet. They're still going to be doing a couple of studies first before this plan has been confirmed. So if it is, then it's going to be something exciting here for us. Other than that, it's talked about Changi Airport Terminal 5 that's going to be directly connected to your MRT station that's going to be right here. I think one of the benefits is, of course, you can take the MRT station down. In fact, when you're not even flying, you can just take it down, go to Jewel and just to enjoy some of the shopping needs. You can catch a movie that's down there and the very famous waterfall sites that you can see there here as well. So that's going to be interesting here for you. So do not need to like take a cab or call your parents to kind of fetch you just to go to the airport terminal. You can just immediately take your MRT station right there. There are also going to be like potential $1 million flats that's going to be located down here. And I think what this means for us is that for people that are owning private residential properties, this could be another one of your future potential buyers because they have settled down their roots here for the last 5 years. They probably kids have studied nearby or they work nearby and they probably want to upgrade in terms of moving towards a condominium status home. This is going to be one potential buyer audience here for you. And of course, we're going to suspect that this Bedok South Horizon HDB is going to be the next $1 million flat because it fronts towards the sea view facing. You have Temasek Primary that's just right beside, and you have MRT stations just at the doorstep with Siglap CC just right over there. So it's almost like an integrated kind of HDB hub that's already been expanding over here. There are also going to be other HDBs that's going to be coming up here, such as your Bedok North Spring, as well as Bedok South Bloom BTO clusters that's going to be coming up. And the good news is that none of this HDB clusters are going to be prime housing. So I think what this means for you is that 5 years after MRT, they can seek to sell off their flats and also look for other private residential sites that's going to be nearby here for you. Let's also talk a little bit more about the project's facts here. I think we've dived into a lot of the locations in terms of the amenities here for you. So let's look at this entire project here for you as well. So this is going to be housed in 3 blocks. There's going to be 811, 813, and 815 that's going to be here. It's going to be freehold in nature, and you're going to have your 1 bedrooms all the way to 5 bedrooms. And we have a total of 113 residential units. There's going to be 2 shop units here for you. So that's going to be something to look at because you can actually maybe create like a mama shop that's going to be there, maybe a hairdressing shops or even a pet grooming shop. That's also going to be one possibility. You will have 90 residential lots with 3 EV lots that's going to be present. So 90, 3 of them will be included in the 90 lots here for you. It is believed that the 3 EV lots are going to be stacked on 3 different blocks. So 3 different blocks, 3 different EV slots are going to be spread across all of them here as well. So we will notice that it isn't a one-to-one kind of parking situation because you have 113, you have 90 lots, but I don't think that's really much to worry about because percentage of the units are likely going to be rented out, you know, locating closer towards the Changi Business District, the airports. You're going to get a lot of different kind of like tenant pools that's going to be looking towards renting these areas. At the same time, we've seen projects that look close by to MRT stations, and you know, some of the residents that have been staying there for maybe a couple of months, couple of years, they start to sell off their cars because you're just located at MRT stations. You can go anywhere in terms of Singapore transportation. So I think it's just about right. You don't really need to have a one-to-one kind of car park lots. Bicycle lots are also provided here for you. So I think it's going to be really nice to have because as you live on the East Coast side of living, you want to cycle over there. And if you've been to Bayshore MRT stations, the bicycle lots have already been sheltered. So I think it's going to introduce a lot more healthy living if you do like cycling a lot. Right? The estimated vacant possession date is going to be at December 2028, right here. DP Architects, and the main developers are going to be Roxy Pacific. So we're going to dive into some of their portfolios here for you. So in terms of unit mix types, we also can get to see a different kind of bedroom types, all the way from 1 bedroom flexi all the way to 5. If you notice where the higher percentage in terms of space allocation or where the unit allocation is located at, you're going to have a 2 bedroom flexi that's going to be a little bit more, as well as your 3 bedroom flexi that's going to be here. So I think it's just about the right balance. You're going to have people that are probably couples, bachelors that's going to be staying here, or you have families. You have Temasek Primary School that's going to be located nearby. So if they need that extra space, they live, work and play close to like the Changi areas here, there's also going to be some attractive kind of layouts that they are also going to be looking at. So just one thing is that you will notice the number here is 115. Now if you calculate all this, is actually at 113. They just include this extra 2 shopping spaces that is down here. So the total is about 115. Right, so Roxy Pacific is going to be the developers here. They have done a lot of different projects here. I just put out 2 that is more notable for myself here, such as View at Kismis at Upper Bukit Timah, the site. So if you've been to that project before, you'll see actually the project is actually done up really, really beautifully. Very interesting kind of facade that's really done up here. The other one that I brought up here is also Sporting 18. That's going to be located at the CCR areas here for you. So they have also done, you know, whether or not it comes with like smaller developments, low rise or even high rise developments. Developers have been known to do a lot of very different and very nice layouts here for its residents. Schools-wise, we talked about it. It's going to be 1 kilometer to Temasek Primary School. It's not been exactly confirmed yet, but likelihood it is within because Bagnall Haus is located right here. So it is within 1 kilometer, but they have been still under pending confirmation yet. Right, so site plans, this is the sites that we're going to be looking at. So this is of course going to be the old projects that's going to be there. So this is the old projects that's already been en bloc. So this is going to be how it looks like, the old versus new. So we can actually get to see 3 different blocks that's located down here. We're going to start with 811 first. So that's going to be predominantly where your 2-bedder, 2+ flexi is going to be located. That's down here. And then the rest of the blocks are going to have a mixture of like 1, 2, all the way to 5 bedders that's going to be there. Something to highlight is, of course, this is going to be one of the largest blocks that's going to be located down here. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 unit that's here, they're going to be sharing 2 lifts. So that's something to take note of here as well. So if you're someone that's concerned in terms of the lift loading and whether or not you need to have a long wait for the lifts, for that, I would say that we are kind of in the low-rise projects here for you. So there's not going to be a very tall towers. There's not going to be a lot of units here for you to share the lift with. But for the other 2 units that's down here, you're going to have 2 lifts that has already been built up here for you. So that's going to be great. In terms of where the facing is going to be diving in is that we have probably about 4 different facings that you can see here. The number 1 facing is going to be where Country Park is located at. They have the landed facing, which is here. But something to take note for the facing down here is that this predominantly is going to be the west facing. So you get a little bit of afternoon sun if you do get units that are facing down here. And then afterwards, the front part down here is going to be where the Laguna Golf Course at, and as well as Bedok Food Centres are going to be located on this side. But there aren't any units that's going to be facing directly to the food centres. It's just more of the site that's going to be facing here. So I think that's also pretty good planning. Facilities wise, you're going to see a lot of facilities are going to be done up on the top floor levels here. So your barbecue pits, your children playgrounds, your gymnasium, your teppanyaki grill, they're all going to be located on the top floor. Then as well as your swimming pools are going to be located on the 2nd level, which is kind of fading in the background down here, but that's going to be where your swimming pool is located at. So we also want to show you in terms of how the height is going to be like, especially if you are going to be purchasing some of the lower floor units down here. So they have up to about the 5th story that's down here. Some of the landed facing enclaves, the maximum height is going to be around 12 meters that's going to be down here. So you can actually see that if you purchase like probably the 3rd level onwards, you will actually be seeing almost above the roof terrace space already. For those people that are looking at the 2nd stories, you will still kind of face towards probably the 2nd floor or towards the attic level for some of these landed enclaves here. So just something to take note of as well. So it's already elevated because level 1 here itself is already going to be at 5 meters height. So I think that's going to be something that is really nice. Facing wise, we're going to see a little bit of these drone views. I'm going to show you guys the drone sites. So the front facing kind of views here, you'll be fronting towards the Laguna Golf Course and towards where the road is located at. So as mentioned before, this is not the East Coast, the ECP site. So this is just a small road that's going to be coming through here. So there's not going to be a lot of loud cars that's going to be passing by if you buy the front facing. Bus stops are already up here. You have also the MRT station that's going to be down here. So I think in terms of convenience sites, you're going to enjoy it here as well. The other side of the facing is going to be the landed side. So take note, the landed facings are going to be down here, but also do take note that they're going to be slightly of the afternoon sun facing here for you. Towards the backhand sides, that's going to be where Country Park's located at, as well as towards the side is going to be where Bedok Food Centre is going to be located at. So in terms of the facing sides, you do have predominantly going to be facing towards Country Park or landed, or even towards the frontal facing, which is the Laguna Green side. So I think the facing wise, you're going to have all different facings here for you to choose from. Right, next up, we're going to be diving into some of the pricing analysis here for you. So in order for us to really understand whether or not the pricing kind of makes sense in these development areas, we also have to understand what are some of the price action movement that has already been happening for some of the freehold, medium-sized kind of developments that's been doing around like the Bayshore areas or even the Sungai Bedok areas here as well. So the first one we're going to be looking at is of course going to be your Country Park condominium that's located just right behind you. So this is of course a freehold project that's been done up here. You can also get to see some of the three-bedder pricing already done around the 2.2, 2.3, all the way to around 2.7 of, this is of course going to be the larger floor plate type, 1711 square feet. That's a huge, massive kind of floor plan. But most of the 3-bedders down here, they are going to be doing around that 2.2 to about 2.3 kind of ranges for 1,003 kind of square feet model. Country Park is of course a beautiful development. It is also kind of like a resort feel. We want to have a look at some of the profitable kind of transaction that has been done up here as well. So really healthy in terms of profitable transactions in the last 2 or 3 years, all has been like profitable. Of course, you do see records of unprofitable transactions because these developments here that have been kind of on the market here for you have of course seen a lot of different seasons in terms of the property market cycles. But of course, the last unprofitable one was done in 2009. So I don't think that's anything to be concerned about. So the next one we want to have a look at is the Summit condominium. So medium-sized developments here as well. It's going to be located more towards the Bayshore MRT site. So just 2 MRT stops down here for you. You can also see some of the 3-bedder pricings already done around the 2.2 kind of ranges, all the way to about 2.6 for larger 3-bedroom type models here for you. In terms of profitable and unprofitable margins, about the same. You can see in the last 2-3 years, they have been doing very well. The last unprofitable was in 2010, so that's also pretty a long time ago. The next one we'll be talking about is Parbury Hill Condominium. So that's going to be located beside the summit. It's probably slightly away from Bayshore MRT stations here for you. And the 3-bedroom pricing have already hit about $2.5 million for a 1464 square feet. The 2-bedroom types at 980 square feet has already been done at $1.57 million ranges here. So I think in terms of the transaction wise, it's still pretty healthy. It seems that the per square foot pricing are going upwards. And profitable transactions are also the same. Quite well done in the last 2 to 3 years. And the last unprofitable was done in 2009. So performance-wise for some of these freehold, medium-sized east side developments still are performing pretty well here for us. And these are some of the starting from prices for Bagnall Haus. And you can actually get to see the 1 to all the way to 5 bedrooms. So let's break it down a little bit more so that we can understand kind of where this pricing ranges when we implant them into the east side, right? So 1-bedroom type kind of models, we've seen like Parbury Summit as well as Country Park. They do not have any 1-bedder that's currently existing there because in that era, they usually only do like 2-bedroom onwards. So 1-bedroom types, I would say, is pretty rare. If you want something that's freehold on this side of the east side, it's going to be pretty hard to find something that's free and 1-bedder. So $1.2 million ranges, we have already seen Emerald of Katong being done around this kind of price range. So you can say it's almost like buying into a freehold that's almost like leasehold kind of pricing. Your 2-bedroom price points, we have seen Country Park already done around the range of $1.9 million for some of the 2-bedders over there. Of course, the 2-bedders are size bigger at 1087 square feet. So this is going to be slightly lower than that, but of course the sizings are going to be slightly more compact, more efficient here for you. This 2-bedroom guest is going to be pretty interesting layout, $1.9 million. At a glance, it does look like a bump up in terms of the price point ranges, but some of the layouts that they have done, this is, I would say, almost like a mini size of a 3-bedroom here. And 3 bedrooms starting from $2.3 million ranges, we can already see this is almost exactly the same price point as some of the older kind of resale freehold developments here for you. So I think at this price range, if the new launch pricing is going to be the same as the resale pricing, it kind of makes sense for us to also have a look at some of the new launch options here for you. The 4 and 5 bedroom types are also something to look at because if you look at some of the developments here, such as your Parbury Hill condominiums, they have really large 4-bedroom type models that are going to be 2,000 square feet over. So that's also going to be, having the asking price range around $4 million. So it's very rare that you get to see some of the 4 and 5 bedroom models that's going to be slightly more efficient in terms of the layouts here because predominantly the freehold projects that has been happening on the east side are going to be slightly older. So that also means some of the layouts here may not be as efficient as some of the newer models. So we're also going to be looking into that here for you. So around 2003 to 2004 PSF price ranges here for something that's freehold on the east side, I think it's also going to be something that is pretty palatable for some of the options here that you can choose from, especially looking at some of the east side launches that have already been launching around like 2006, 2007 PSF ranges for 99 leasehold project. So let's dive into the floor plan here. So we're going to start with the first and the most simple one of the floor plan here is going to be your 1-bedroom plus flexi type models here. So it may come in, your kitchen area is going to be located down here, dining, living room, your balconies, as well as your master room and your master bathroom that's going to be located here. It's going to be a Jack and Jill kind of layouts. So I think this is probably one of the easiest floor plans that you can get to see here in Bagnall Haus. We're going to dive into a lot of different floor plans here for you guys. So also do stay tuned with us because we're going to be comparing different kind of like floor plans here. And if you do get confused, chances are that's going to be my fault. So let's also look at where these 2-bedroom models are going to be located at. The 2-bedroom type models are predominantly going to be dumbbell shaped layout. We're going to start with this one that is right here. So this one's going to be immediately come in. It's going to be your open kitchen concept. Your home shelters are going to be located down here. 2 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms are split. Living, dining, as well as your balcony space. So the 2-bedroom models are actually pretty interesting because you do have a household shelter that's located here for you. So that's not something that we commonly see in some of the new launches here. The other sides of the 2-bedroom, the 775 square feet model, slightly bigger. You will get an enclosable kitchen. So I think that's also going to be some of the audience favorite kind of selections. And you have your home shelter that's located down here, your bedrooms as well as 2 baths being split. So we're going to dive into the 2-bedroom plus flexi. So actually you'll notice that there are going to be a total of around 6 layouts for these 2-bedroom flexi models, and their sizing are actually going to be slightly smaller as compared to like the 2 bedrooms. And that is also because there isn't any home shelters that's going to be located here. So home shelters, the walls are going to be slightly thicker. So down here, without it, you're going to still get more efficient floor plan layout with a slightly smaller kind of floor plan. So starting up with the dumbbell shaped layout that's here, 743 square feet models. Dumbbell shaped layout, bedrooms are located on this side, and your bathrooms with a kitchen that's down here. Something to think of for the kitchens wise is that I think in terms of enclosability, we definitely need to look into whether or not we can enclose this space. The flexi rooms are going to be located down here for you. So I think that also doubles up as probably like a circular dining areas that you can choose. If not, you can have a larger kind of living room areas that's fitted here for you as well. So next, we're going to be looking at 3 different types of 2-bedroom flexi. This model over here is going to be where your Showflat models is going to be located at. So this one has a little bit more of an angular kind of entrance as compared to these other two. So what this means is that the moment you open your door, there's at least a level of privacy that you can get to enjoy for the Showflat kind of model. Enclosable kitchen here for you, living, dining. Your 2 bedrooms and 2 baths are located on this side. As we come on down here, the majority differences in terms of where this at is that all these 3 layouts here, predominantly their flexi room are located in front of the kitchen. It's just that their kitchen layouts are going to be slightly different when you get to see them. So some of the areas are like this kind of kitchen areas. So it may or may not be able to be enclosed because you have your washer and dryer that's going to be down here. So you do need a little bit more of ID work, I think, if you want to enclose this kitchen space, as well as this one that's down here as well. So other than that, the flexi rooms are going to be located towards the front side of the dining room areas here. So you can actually choose to expand the dining room space if you do like, or you can even choose to expand your living room areas and have like a dining room space on the flexi room areas here as well. So the last 2 floor plans that we're going to show you guys is going to be also 2-bedroom flexi, 753 square feet in terms of size. The previous one that we'll show you is also at 753. So this is the dumbbell shaped layout will be at 743. So the rest, they have managed to do similar size of 753 square feet models. So starting out with this very nice zigzag kind of entrance foyer. So immediately coming is going to be your kitchen areas, flexi room tucked away on this corner itself, then living, dining, balcony, and as well as your bedrooms and bathroom on this side. So this one is going to be the one that has the flexi room that's located before the kitchen areas here as well. So enclosable kitchen, so that's super important here for you. And one of the very interesting layouts that you can get to see for some of the 2-bedroom flexis is that their kitchen layouts do actually have windows towards this side, including their bathroom spaces here as well. So that's going to be something really rare to see for 2 bedrooms, because typically for your new launch 2-bedroom sites, they are going to be sandwiched. So there isn't going to be any windows that's located on your kitchen or your bathroom areas just to dispel out some of the smells and some of the water. So this is going to be really interesting to look at. I think their layouts here are not going to be something that you see in your conventional kind of new launches. So this is going to be a 2-bedroom guest. Now this is going to be starting price point at $1.9+ million here. And this layout is also pretty interesting in the sense that you not only get like 2 bedrooms, but you get a guest room here as well. So it's almost like a mini size 3 bedrooms that you can get to enjoy. So let's start with the smaller model here at 807 square feet here. So the moment we come in, enclosable kitchen here for you. There's already a guest bedroom that's done up right straight beside the kitchen. Living, dining, and balcony space. Your 2 of the other bedrooms can be down here. For this one, it's going to be the dumbbell shape layout. Of course, non-enclosable kitchen, open kitchen concept. You have a home shelter that's done up. That is, of course, the increased size of 829 square feet. You're going to have a guest bedroom that's here, 2 bedrooms that's going to be down here, your bathrooms, and 2 bathrooms are going to be located down here as well. So I think one of the functionalities that I think someone can use for this bedroom type models is that maybe chances are is that, let's say you have a husband and wife with 1 kid and you want a helper's room, I think that guest room also allows you to have a proper kind of helpers or maid-rooms, or maybe you want to have your parents kind of staying nearby and taking care of your kids. This is also one of the layouts that you can also consider while keeping that price quantum, around at $2 million or slightly lower than $2 million for this kind of like layouts. You don't really get to see them for this kind of layouts. Then, of course, the 3-bedroom flexi type models that's down here. So 980 square feet. We're going to start off by looking at this one first. So this is actually almost like a dumbbell shaped layout for the 3-bedroom types, because you have one of the master room that's located down here and the other 2 bedrooms that's located down here as well. So it's almost like a miniature size of a dual key concept, because you can have probably like your parents sleeping down here, you and your kids can actually enjoy this space down here. So it still allows for a little bit of multi-generation kind of living for a 980 square feet, 3-bedroom models. Kitchens are also enclosable here with windows that's located on this side. So pretty interesting kind of like layouts, floor plans. And you do also have a flexi room that's located down here. So that's going to be where your dining room space is going to be located at. And the next one is going to be almost like a reverse side. So now this time around, your master rooms are going to be located on this side. You have a common bedroom space located on this side instead. So those are flexi rooms too at the dining room areas and enclosable kitchen space with windows here for you as well. So the next 3-bedroom flexi type models are going to be bigger, 1033 square feet types. So this time around, you have, of course, the household shelter that's going to be located here, kitchen with windows, as well as living dining room space. And your bedroom types models are going to be located down here, as well as 2 bathrooms. And the other 133 square feet, similarly, you're going to have a flexi room that's going to be located down here, home shelters, enclosable kitchen, bathrooms, and your bedrooms are going to be located down here as well. So this is a little bit more of a dumbbell shaped layout, probably a little bit more efficient here for you. Something to take note of in terms of Bagnall Haus, it is also en bloc project, and the developments here actually do not have any gas piping, so chances are they're going to be using induction for some of their cooking stove here as well. So lastly, or second last, is going to be the 4-bedroom type models. This one is going to be the Showflat models that you guys are going to have a look if you head down to the Showflat itself. So this layout is also pretty unique in the sense that you will have this 12 square meters 2nd bedroom type here. And this is also pretty interesting because you can fit in like a queen size bed, a study desk, and a wardrobe that's tucked away in this corner. And you still have a space to do like a push-up. So this one is a pretty big bedroom. So of course, second to the master, which is 13 square meters. Of course, conventional size for bedrooms is going to be 9 square meters. That's located down here. Home shelters, 2 bathrooms are located down here. You have an additional WC right beside your kitchen layouts. And I think what I really like about the kitchen layout is that it directly links towards the balcony space. So that means that if you want to have like a bit of alfresco dining, you can prep out your meals, just head out to the balconies and get to enjoy them. You have a home shelter that's located down here. The largest bedroom, of course, is going to be the master room with ensuite as well as a balcony space that's down here. So your communal space is going to be located below. Living dining room space, L shape, is going to be down here. Your kitchen areas as well as the balcony that is linked up. So if you notice some of the floor plan types here, 1, 2, 3, 4-bedroom types, there aren't going to be like any yard area space that's going to be located down there. But the good thing is that if let's say, for example, this layouts that you do decide to purchase, you can easily do up your laundry here and you actually choose to hang them just right outside. That's located just right beside. So you do not have to like carry all your wet clothes just to hang them up or figure out space on where to like put them up. So just right beside here. This also doubles up as a good area for you to kind of dispel out some of the cooking smells just right outside, and also doubles up as an alfresco dining, right? So after you're done out with your meals, you can simply bring them out to the balcony space and just to enjoy them. Dry kitchen layout is going to be located down here with the additional WC that's going to be here. So it helps room. Sometimes people double up as from the home shelters. Then WC will be located down here. This is going to be more, I would say, the conventional type of like 4 bedrooms that you can get to enjoy. Kitchen, you have a yard area space that's located here. So this is going to be pretty unique. The proper yard area space that's located down here as well as the WC. You will have a dining room areas and your home shelter located just right beside. Living room areas over here as well as a balcony space. Then you have your 2 bathrooms right here as well as your 4 different bedrooms that's located down here. So there isn't going to be that very nice like 12 square meters kind of bedroom types. This is more your typical size of evenly 9 square meters and 15 square meters master room. So this one is a bit bigger and you have a little bit more congruent size in terms of the bedrooms for this kind of models. So next up is going to be your 4-bedroom plus flexi. I think one thing that you will notice is that the sizings are actually the same. Essentially the same. So it's 1249 square feet type of models. The only difference is that they have removed the household shelter. So that allows you to do up more of a flexi room that's located down here. So bomb shelters tend to have slightly bulkier doors. So if you do not want that, you can also choose to have a flexi room that's located on these 2 sides down here. Dry kitchen, wet kitchens, enclosable kitchens already provided here for you. Living dining as well as your conventional kind of bedroom models here. Take note is that AC latch will be included into the space. So they have also written down in terms of the AC latch sizings here for you. Then of course, this is going to be the next one. Flexi rooms are located on this side here. Dry kitchen, wet kitchen, your yard area space. So this 4 bedrooms flexi will have a proper like yard area here for you. So if you want that kind of proper yard area, this is going to be one layout that you're going to be looking at. Same size, so chances are the pricing wise is going to be around the same here as well. This is going to have the really unique 10 square meters longish kind of bedroom models, 11 square meter bedroom 3, 9 square meters of for bedroom 4, and 17 square meters for master room. So I think this layout is also pretty unique. So lastly, it's going to be your 5-bedroom mega type of models here, 1528 square feet side. Let's start on with this side here. So coming in, you have a household shelter that's located just right beside. And you're also going to have the junior master that's going to be located beside here, 12 square meters here. So it's going to be perfect for multi-generation kind of living. You have a junior master ensuite that's here, kitchen with yard area space enclosable with WC, L-shaped kind of living, dining, balcony space. And you have bedroom type models, 17 square meter master room and 2 master bathroom. So this layout is a little bit more squarish types. Then we come into the next one over here, the next kind of 5-bedroom type models. You will have a little bit of L-shaped hallway that's located down here. So when you're coming from the entrance foyer, living dining room space, your dry kitchen, wet kitchen, and the yard area space is located just right beside. So this is almost similar to the other layouts we've seen, where you have the kitchen that is directly connecting towards the balcony space. So it also allows for a lot of very different kind of usage that you can do if you have this kind of layouts. The junior master will be located on this side, slightly smaller at 9 square meters down here, but you do get an ensuite bath. And the master room is 14 square meters that's located down here with the 3 other bedrooms located on this side. So really trying to make the layouts, I think, a little bit more squarish and different level of functionality of space for the 5-bedroom type models. So this is going to be the palette tone that you're going to see when you head down to the Showflat here. So they have large size porcelain tiles that you can get to enjoy, sintered stone for the kitchen areas here as well. Of course, these are all going to be ID treatment. But I think it really sets like the palette tone when you have a lot of neutral kind of like porcelain tiles, sintered stone that's going to be there. So I think this caters to like a larger pool of buyers. If you want to come in, do up your own design, having a blank canvas, white color in nature is also going to be pretty nice, and it's also going to be pretty easy for you to mix around. So let us also dive into the conclusion for this project here, because we talked a lot about the floor plans, the numbers, the location, the potential here. So let's bring it up here for you. So we also have seen some of the east side launches performing pretty well. We can see about Emerald of Katong, 99% of them was sold, averaging around 2006 PSF ranges here. Of course, this is located on District 15. Now it's District 16 over here. We are going to be slightly away from District 15 here. But at the same time, in terms of per square foot price ranges, is starting from 2003 PSF. It can range anything from 2004, 2005, maybe hitting 2006 PSF. So it's almost that same kind of price range that you can see some of the mega leasehold projects that has already been launched and already digested into the market here as well. So a lot of price ranges are going to be pretty similar. So it's almost like buying into a freehold but a leasehold kind of pricing. You of course have the second thing that we want to talk about is of course the Bayshore transformation that's going to be coming up here. The GIS site has already launched, yet to be bid. So that's going to be introducing a lot of new different benchmark pricing that's going to be here. Housing type models are going to be prime housing. So that's going to be a 10 years MOP, but also something really interesting for people to kind of work, live, play if they want to enjoy like the Bayshore transformation. This is a site that we've been talking about that has been bidded already. And then looking at the entire kind of east side living, other than, you know, living the East Coast enjoyment for the beach and everything, we can actually get to see different kind of exit audiences that could be the potential buyers for your future housing here. So number one is going to be, of course, the landed enclave that's going to be down here, your Lucky Heights, your Limau Garden that's going to be here. So a lot of the landed right sizes, if they choose to maybe right size to a smaller type of property for easier maintenance, a single floor plate kind, they could also be looking something that is freehold. They want to leave like a legacy plan for their kids. This project is going to be something that's very convenient, just right outside the MRT station. So this is going to be really convenient for anyone that wants to stay there. You also will have multiple HDB classes that's down here for you. And of course, the other attractions is the east side living. So a lot of people that are staying in different parts of Singapore, when you want to kind of upgrade or choose to look at these kind of areas, this is also one spot that they will definitely have a look at. So I think in terms of summary-wise, Bagnall Haus, in terms of entry price point level at 2003 PSF price ranges for a freehold options right outside the MRT station with tons of transformation here, is definitely going to be something very exciting for us look at. So I think if you want to have a better understanding in terms of the Bagnall Haus developments here, or have a look at the Showflat here, do also contact our listing managers and our team. We're more than happy to show you the place. Thank you for staying tuned to our new launch studio review. Hope you have enjoyed this entire analysis that we have done up here. And do also remember to follow us on our Facebook, Instagram, as well as TikTok channels. And thank you so much and have a happy 2025.